In 1961, two brothers signed away the company they built with their own hands. Within months, the man who bought them out broke his promise completely, erasing their name from the building they built from scratch. We will see the dark manufacturing process of McDonald's. But before that, let's start from the beginning. Go back to 1940, San Bernardino, California.
Numbers on the shopping list, numbers on the clock, numbers at the station, numbers at the shop, numbers on the letter boxes, numbers on doors.
Richard and Maurice McDonald run a modest drive-in restaurant, popular but chaotic. In 1948, they shut it down for 3 months and rebuild the kitchen from zero around one idea: speed. They call it the Speedee Service System. 9 items, assembly line stations, a burger and fries in under 30 seconds. It became the blueprint for an entire industry. The brothers had accidentally invented fast food. Word spread. Other restaurant owners visited just to watch the kitchen work. And in 1954, a traveling salesman named Ray Kroc showed up, not to eat, but because he was curious why one restaurant in San Bernardino needed 8 of his industrial milkshake mixers at once. What he saw in that kitchen changed his life, and eventually, the world's diet. He convinced the brothers to let him franchise their system nationally. They agreed. It seemed like a fair partnership. It wasn't going to stay that way. Kroc opened franchise after franchise, obsessing over consistency down to the ounce of ketchup and the width of a French fry. But friction with the McDonald brothers grew fast. They wanted to preserve quality and control. Kroc wanted speed and scale, and he wanted it everywhere. By 1961, Kroc had had enough of splitting authority. He offered the brothers $2.7 million to buy them out completely, an enormous sum at the time. They took it. But there was a catch buried in the deal, one the brothers didn't get in writing. Kroc had verbally promised they could keep royalties on their original restaurant and keep their name on it. Almost immediately after the ink dried, he opened a new McDonald's directly across the street from their original store and had their sign taken down. The men who invented the entire system that made Kroc a billionaire ended up running an unbranded restaurant a few blocks from the company bearing their own name. Maurice died in 1971, having never received a cent of royalties Kroc had promised him. That was the human cost of building the empire. But the deeper, less told story is what happened inside the factories and labs that fed it, because turning a handmade burger into billions of identical ones required McDonald's to industrialize food itself. By the 1970s and 80s, McDonald's wasn't really a restaurant chain anymore. It was a food manufacturing operation wearing a restaurant's face. Potatoes for its fries are grown to strict specifications, shipped to processing plants, chemically treated with substances like dimethyl polysiloxane, an anti-foaming agent, and coated in a thin sugar solution so they brown perfectly under heat lamps every single time. The distinctive taste that made McDonald's fries famous for decades came, by the company's own admission, from beef tallow used in the frying process, until 1990, when public pressure over saturated fat forced a switch to vegetable oil, and the flavor had to be re-engineered with added natural flavoring to compensate. Then came the part of the supply chain that would eventually blow up into a full public scandal: the beef itself. To stretch ground beef further and cut costs, parts of the U.S. meat industry, including suppliers used by McDonald's and other major chains, used a product officially called lean, finely textured beef. It was made from fatty beef trimmings, once mostly used in pet food, spun in a centrifuge to separate lean tissue, then treated with ammonium hydroxide gas to kill bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella. Nutritionally, it passed regulatory standards. But when this process became public knowledge around 2012, it got a nickname that stuck instantly and horrified customers: pink slime. The backlash was fast and brutal. Chef and food activist Jamie Oliver ran a televised demonstration recreating the process to show audiences exactly what was in their meat. Consumer outrage exploded across social media. Within weeks, McDonald's, along with several other major chains, publicly announced it was dropping the ingredient entirely, even though it wasn't tied to any confirmed illness outbreak from their products specifically. The company that had spent decades perfecting invisible, industrial-scale food production suddenly found itself explaining in public exactly how a nugget gets made.